it's been a unique experience. It's
3
2 days in. This is
Yeah.
my second day. And you guys have been pretty helpful as well. The fact that I'm able to do that is quite baffling to me because that shows you how much the floor has raised as to what is expected from AI.
Guys, today we're going to be having a conversation because big news, we just got an intern.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
So we're going to be talking a little bit with Krish today, a little bit of an inside scoop of what it's like working with us. It's only your second day and we've already done so much. We're just going to be talking about his experience working here so far, what to expect, and talk about AI in general as a beginner. So Krish here is going to be with us for the next 2 months. And in the process of this, we're going to give him an entire AI training camp, maybe even document the process along the way. And Krish, welcome. Do you want to give a really quick elevator pitch, a little bit of an introduction of yourself?
Yeah. So I just finished my second year in university in a data science and artificial intelligence course. And what I have learned there has been valuable. But in these 2 days, actually applying what I've learned there and learning new stuff has actually equipped me much better for the real world than the university itself.
Yeah, I mean, 2 months is relatively a short time, but in the AI space, 2 months feels like ages, right? So many
Sure.
different things will be happening. Pretty much every week, there's always a breaking update. But yeah, we don't really take internships. So it's going to be really exciting to see day to day how things progress with you. And you've been sitting down with us actually in our meetings, in our internal meetings, and you're actually sitting right next to me at the office outside over there.
Yeah.
Is there any takeaways, anything interesting that you find, maybe a culture shock moment or anything new that you've learned working with us closely compared to maybe, let's say, university?
I think the most shocking aspect is the collaborative part of it.
Mhm.
And in a workplace, generally what I expected it to be is that you have a task and you're isolated from your other coworkers and you just do that task. But in an office environment, you can actually talk to your coworkers, you can work together,
Hmm.
you can ask questions, and you don't have to figure everything by your own.
Yeah, it's really funny during our meetings. What you brought up over there, something Michael likes to tend to say is when we have these meetings is we share XP. So like a little gaming analogy, it's sharing XP points with each other.
Mhm.
Because AI is sort of a self-evolving type of thing, right?
Yeah.
We're always trying to get better. It's a pursuit of knowledge. No one can truly be an expert. Once you learn something, there's always something else to learn.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's sort of just sharing XP with each other
Yeah.
as we build, and also the content side of things, right?
That's also one of the more surprising parts of the job where, although I knew there was a YouTube channel, I didn't know that I would be contributing to it directly. So that's been shocking, and I'm excited to see how it
Yeah,
goes
it's
forward.
the way I like to think of it is not really creating, it's more
Yeah,
of documenting,
true.
right? Because when you're creating, you're always thinking about, okay, what to create. But if you think of it in a lens of documenting your journey, hey, this is what I did today. Let me just turn the camera on, make a quick video about it. I think also having you in here to intern with us and also make some videos along the journey is quite relatable to everybody watching. So the company itself is quite small. We're quite tight knit, if you notice.
Yeah.
It's mainly just me, you, Michael, and we have some other employees over here that are sort of behind the scenes working on other stuff. But how's your experience in terms of learning so far? How has that been like? Because we're quite practical in
Yeah.
the sense where, hey, you're a beginner, just tell us what your hobbies are and try to create like some sort of fun project, right? And try to use AI to sort of help you. Try to build something. We are always encouraging building. How do you find working with us so far?
Um, I think it's interesting, and I think a small company equips you with some advantages that may not be present in a larger, more corporate company. One of them is that it's more flexible in nature.
Yeah, you wear
Where
different hats and you're
Yeah,
always doing something, right?
yeah, you
Whereas I
always
think
do
in a
something.
big company, you're sort of stuck into one specific
Yeah.
task.
This is why I was kind of shocked because I thought I would be isolated, even though I kind of knew the company was small.
Mm.
I kind of brought that expectation in that it would be a pretty, isolated thing where I have to figure everything on my own. So the most fulfilling part of it is actually conversing with people who are more experienced than me,
Mm.
getting their input, and kind of self-teaching myself some of it.
Yeah, doing your homework,
Yeah.
as we say.
I did do my homework, but again, I have people to guide me. And I think the flexibility kind of allows me to channel my logic in a unique way,
Mm.
where I think wearing just one hat in a large company wouldn't equip me to do so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think in a small tight knit company, you do have more of that kind of a bit more of that laid back, but simultaneously more active working environment. Because in a way, it's laid back because you don't have to figure everything by your own. You can just ask. I have asked you many times
Mm-hmm.
about something I've encountered.
Mhm.
I've asked Raw many times. So that. But also, I think it's more active because you have more things to do. You have to put on different hats, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a unique experience, and I think
We're only 3 days in.
Yeah.
Or is it 2 days?
it's
3
2 days in. This is
Yeah.
my second day.
Yeah, and you've been throwing a lot of questions at us already, huh?
Yeah, well, I have.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But that's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and you guys have been pretty helpful as well.
So, Krish, what have you been building with AI? And what have you learned so far?
So I built a couple of things. I've built a personal dashboard to help me organize my
First step,
tasks.
right?
It's
First
always
step.
a first step with
Mhm.
AI. And the next thing I'm building is actually a news aggregation dashboard. The final goal of this is is for news aggregation of AI. It's also for personal use because
Of
I
course.
want to be updated on
Mm-hmm.
what's happening out there as well, and I think a dashboard of that will be quite useful. And I also think it's useful because I think practically you might need to build stuff like that in the future.
Yes.
Where you need to where you need to build whole pipelines of data.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fact that I'm able to do that just 2 days in,
Mm-hmm.
somewhat, is quite baffling to me because that shows you how much the floor has raised as to what is expected from AI. Because because if you just code that yourself, it'll take forever.
So, what models have you been using? And out of all of the models, which one have you leaned more towards in terms of, what your preference are? Do you have any preference?
I do have, I do lean towards Claude a little bit more,
Okay.
but again, like different. I think with models, half of the blame as to why the model is not giving you what you want is your prompt,
Mm.
is yourself. So if you're not engineering your prompt correctly, if you're not using the right model for the right thing, Gemini is used for image creation. You wouldn't ask it to build a whole data pipeline, right? You have to really know what the model is built for and which task is it best optimized for as well. So I've used Kimi, I've used DeepSeek as well.
DeepSeek. Yeah.
I've used ChatGPT, but I am sticking right now with Claude because I am making that news aggregation, that personal dashboard. So I use Claude through Minimax.
Mhm.
Uh, Minimax and it's very surprising to me because universities, they never teach you to use Terminus or even use AI to that much of an extent because it's considered cheating. But
Exactly, right?
yeah, but in the real world, you have to use it practically because otherwise you're just left behind.
Mhm.
And this was also another eye-opening experience for me working here because I realized that to an extent, I think universities, they do need to adapt. They have to very much integrate AI and raise the ceiling as to what's expected from the students, I think.
So, how has your view in AI changed ever since you joined? And keep in mind, guys, it's only been 2 days. Right?
Yeah.
So previously, I think you had some experience just using DeepSeek and
Yeah.
things like that. And now, I mean, we've given you all the resources, all the
Yeah.
access to all the API keys. So, what have you learned so far?
I think I've learned a lot, but that can largely be attributed to the fact that you just don't have as many resources present to you for free.
Mhm.
Naturally. All in all, my view of AI has not so much changed, it has expanded.
Mm.
It used to be a very limited specific thing, but the horizon is expanded in a way where I can see what more you can do with it.
Yes, the potential.
Yeah, the potential and how easily replaceable we also are. So it's a slightly terrifying thing, but also an eye-opening thing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, if you want to be a part of seeing what we do in the future, what we're going to build, and all the updates in terms of news, guides, and tutorials about certain models and everything about AI, and if you want to join a community with like-minded people, make sure you check out the link down below. There's going to be a free Discord community that you can join. So thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Martin. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.